What's up, y'all? It's your boy King Yedia, aka King Solomon, staying wise in life and in these markets like the ancient king did. So, right now I'm gonna do a little recap. Well, not a recap, it's just a live trade analysis on GBPUSD. And as usual, let's start with the US dollar. Let's pull that across here. Alright, so this is the London session. I wasn't up for most of the London session. I took a little nap, went to bed around, I guess, 12:20 a.m. and now it's 4:55 a.m. Eastern time. So I don't know, some just wake me up and it's right to the charts. So let's see. The US dollar had a little hold on, let me grab my arrow. Alright, boom. So the US dollar had this push down into the support zone. We created like a somewhat of a double bottom here, and this had some high volume, so we pushed up and now we're pushing up again. So maybe it's created a bottom here, who knows. Maybe it's going to come back to this green line, the volume point of control, and then push lower. So I don't know what's going on with it right now, if it found support or not. That's not really good for my trade if it's moving up, but that's what's up with that right now. So we broke below the S1, held above the S2, and now we back above the S1. And this is my support zone here, my area that I drew here. So we touched on this area before, and we usually get a push up from this area. So hopefully it stays below this level here and doesn't go any further, any further up. So let's see. Alright, so let's see what's up with the GBPUSD. Oh, and let me show you. This is my currency heat wave navigator. All I do is just go to compare, and I pull up all of these here, but on a blank chart. So I got my Bitcoin US dollar chart, and I just mute it here, right? Like you can't see the candles and stuff like that. All I want to see is these. So we got the Canadian, the JPY basket, the Australian dollar, the Euro dollar, British pound, the US dollar, and you can just plot all of these here, and you can see how strong each currency is. So right now we got the US dollar pushing up, but the GBP USD, which is the blue line, let's pull out the arrow again. So this white line here, that's the US dollar, that's pushing up right now. And the GBP, the British pound dollar, well, the British pound, that's pushing up as well. It's not dipping lower yet. So if we get that to dip lower, then we might have a little pullback, because the US dollar is looking like it's pushing up right now. So it's a cool little, I guess it's like an indicator. So you could create that yourself on TradingView. Alright, so excuse me, burping again. Let me drink some green tea, man. Let me take a little sip of green tea. We ain't in a rush. You ain't going nowhere, right? Alright, cool. Alright, so on my last analysis on the GBPUSD, we were right here at around 6 o'clock. So we was pushing up, we pushed above the R1, and we was creating this candle right here. So we actually closed above the R1, and during the night we just pushed up, nice volume on this candle right here. Then we started to have this sideways movement. So while I was watching my movie, a little horror flick, all of this was happening, so I was paying attention to it while I was watching my little horror flick and shit, you know, up to 12. And then I guess when I went to bed, it did a little pullback. Then we got this push up here now, like pre-London session. And then when the London session hit at 3, we got all this volume coming in. And we had this, let's call that a doji candle, right? Was almost like a shooting star, I guess. But it just didn't close, you know, by the lows. It closed kind of, you know, 3/4 way. So it's a doji candle. Then we had this what do they call? Oh yeah, they call this a hanging man candle. When you get these hammer candles at the top of a trend, they call it a hanging man. So both of these are indicators of a pullback. So this is what I was expecting. If you look at my previous video, you can see I was explaining this, right? When we get this push up here, I'm expecting it to retest this area, right? Even if we get to retest just this area here, that would be great. But if we come back to like my first entry, you know, it's gonna rack my nerves a little bit to just come straight back. Or if I all this drawdown and come back into to lose all that profit, right, in the drawback, it's gonna kind of rack your nerves a little bit. But when you hold in a position, you gotta be psychologically ready for what the market naturally does. So when we have a push up like this, you could expect that the market is gonna pull back at some point, right? Because the buyers are gonna get exhausted, the sellers are gonna come in, they're gonna short it, they're gonna sell, and the buyers are gonna regain strength right around here, because this is their zone, you know what I'm saying? This is where they held previously for the push up from here. So when they come back, or even around this area, you know, this is where the buyers are, this is where they pushed up from. You see that volume point of control line right there, that green line? That's where the buyers won this battle right here and pushed up. So they were here again and pushed up. I was part of that buying brigade right here, you know what I'm saying? We bought right here as the first position, my first buy entry. We had a little drawback, I guess. Where was that? Because I made this buy like here. Had the pullback again, and we pushed up. So this recent buying brigade, they bought right here as well, pushed up the price, right? So we could expect a little pullback. And actually, let me pull out this. Wait, hold on. So yeah, I'm expecting this to do something like this. Let's say maybe we get up to the R4. We're gonna pull back to the R3, and then we're gonna push further. This is what I'm expecting it to do, right? Now, my plan is, I mean, that's if it holds this area, because we could also do something like this. We could also pull back here, then push up, retest, and then push up. So we could have two scenarios here. So let's say it stays strong, right, and pushes up, pulls back here. I'm gonna enter to our next position. I'm gonna take our next buy position right here, and I'm gonna move my stop up to this area. Now right now, as you can see, I have this set here as my break-even trade. Now at this point, I can move my stop up to this level and break even the trade, right? But I don't want to risk it, because we could get this pullback here, right? We're in a nice little uptrend. I'm not thinking it's gonna fall out the sky. So, excuse me, sip some green tea again. I'm always burping on the mic. I don't know what's up with that, but shit, I got my green tea for that. So yeah, I'm not expecting it to just fall out the sky, you know what I'm saying? And I got my stop way out the way, right? So if we do this, push up to the R4, pull back to the R3, I'm entering right here again to add to my position and just lay it right up. Then I'm gonna put my stop loss right here, because we had a pullback to this level. The R2 held, created support, had another pullback here, created support, and now we're pushing up again. So let's see what it does. Now if it does this scenario, I guess I'm gonna just add to my position right here. If we held support here again, add to my position again, which will be close to my first buy entry, or I might let it just push up like to about here. Once it breaks the R1, put another buy entry like a buy stop here and take that right up, and then I'm gonna just trail my stop loss up to here. So all we want to do is for the market to create support. If this holds our support and we push up, then boom, we could enter here when it retests. If it pulls back, create support here. You see all this structure right here. If this holds our support, then we can move our stop loss. So that's how we trade it, you know what I mean? That's the strategy. Let the market create the structure, retest the structure, so we know it's support, it's heavy support, and then we can put our stop loss. We can enter again, add to the position, and put our stop loss underneath the structure. So yeah, man, that's my little trade setup. I'm awake again for the London session. Well, I missed 2 hours of it, but you know, we up and grinding. So you know what time it is, man. We're trying to build this empire. You know, it's your boy King Yediya, aka King Solomon, staying wise in life and in these markets. So y'all stay blessed and stay wise.